Hey, can you raise your camera up because you're all the way down and he's all the way up? Yeah, you need to go up. There you go. Up a little bit more. Up more. Up some more. Did you bring it up some more?
No.
Okay. Okay, because you're up and he's down.
Okay. Is that good?
Can you raise it a little bit?
I cannot.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Good afternoon. This is Political Flashback with Dr. White and Armenia's Sister Warrior.
Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm glad to have you here on the air with us tonight. We have a very, very exciting show. We are covering right now for Nicholas Voigt. He is our fearless leader. We call him the judge, who is right now somewhere in Columbia, South Carolina. I hope he didn't get caught up in any cartels or anything of that magnitude. But, seriously, Columbia, South Carolina is a beautiful, Columbia, South America, I'm sorry, is a beautiful and wonderful country that I would suggest all of us have a chance to visit. We have so many things going on today. We have the issue dealing with Donald Trump and the Jeffrey Epstein affair. We have issues dealing with Casey DeSantis and Donald Barron. We have so many issues and so many things to talk about. So I know this is going to be one exciting show. Please, if you have any questions or concerns, please call in at 407-894-1680. Again, 407-489-1680. This is going to be an extra ordinary show tonight. I'm going to pass the mic on to Sister Mania, Sister Warrior. I wish you all were here. She looks so beautiful today. She has on that sundress, and the skin is looking beautiful. The hair is slicked back. You know what? We call her Sister Warrior, but sometimes you just have to call her by her real name, Sister Diva. Go ahead, Sister Warrior.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the compliment. I really do appreciate it. But you know what? Amanya is perfect on some days, and some days I am the warrior who comes with a sword, and fighting for our people and every which way that I can. So I'm grateful for the opportunity once again to be here to talk about the issues, what we're seeing in our community. We're seeing things here locally with immigration. We're going to touch bases on that. We're seeing things nationally. We're seeing things, what's happening. We're going back in time if we're looking at it properly. Tulsi Gabbard, the DNI director, she's discovered some things in reference to one of our presidents, Barack Hussein Obama, and we're going to talk about that, some of the things that he did in his administration. And so a great conversation is ahead of us today, and I'm really, really glad that we are able to do this. We don't know which part of the world that our fierce leader, boy Nicholas, is, but boy, we're holding it down. And I say, wherever you are, enjoy your time away, enjoy your vacation. And we are just honored to be able to stand in the gap for you and continue to proceed with this amazing show. And so, as he likes to thank everybody, the station, Jeff, thank you on behalf of Voy. And I want to say thank you to Ashanti and to the listeners, all of our great people that supports the show. We welcome you and we welcome the conversation. Again, please utilize the phones. Call in 407-894-1680, 407-894-1680. And we would love to hear from you. Good, bad, and different. We just want you to participate in the democracy or in the conversation. Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, you cannot have a democracy without conversation.
Yes.
And that conversation has to be for real and it has to be civil. And if we're going to change the trajectory of our country, to put it back on the right track, We must have true discussion. And sometimes discussion is like manure. It's not,
Mhm.
it's rough. Sometimes it smells, but like manure, it makes you grow. It makes things occur for
Yeah,
you. You
yeah,
know, one of the things that I really want to talk about that's really um, buzzing in the airways, not only in Orlando and Florida, but throughout the country and the world. And that is the Jeffrey Epstein's files.
yes,
This thing has caught the imagination of the American people. It's almost as if it was in the 1950s when you had McCarthyism and everybody was talking about that. What is the issue right now that's taking place? Well, we know Jeffrey Epstein. He committed suicide some time ago. He is the
I'm gonna put
certified.
the word alleged in there. He allegedly, I'm just saying, he allegedly committed suicide. Just
Well, okay. I think that's what some say, but I think the evidence is more clear that he did not commit suicide, and that somebody, as we were saying in New York and Chicago, the mafia areas, somebody often. All right, and that's what we have to look at for real. And right now, a lot of people have side thoughts about it. Most recently, our President Donald Trump stated on mic that if people are still focusing on this, why? It doesn't mean nothing. He even went on to say that even some of you mega people who supported him are, if you still bring this up, you're weak. And he went on to say that is a hoax. And other people are saying that, listen, if it's a hoax, let us see the evidence. And the issue that is so devastating is that many of us who supported the president, we supported him because one of the things he said, and that was he was going to open up the files. We're going to have transparency. We want to see what is there. And what is the real meaning of all of this? It means that we are going to stop having backroom government. We're going to stop having sidebars, not knowing what is taking place. We want to have a government that is open, clear, clean, that will incorporate the American people. In fact, Marjorie Taylor Greene, wonderful lady that I like, and she's on to some very things. She even stated that I like the president, but we have to have transparency, and that the only one that you should put your faith in is God and Jesus Christ. Really saying that if something is there, and if it doesn't make Trump look nice, so be it. Truth is truth. Right is right. God is God. What do you think about that, Sister Warrior?
well, I'm gonna tell you this. So we support President Trump. We are huge supporters of him. But for me right now, these Epstein files, we need to know what's happened. We need to know who is involved in all of this. Again, we're talking about using children, child pornography, human trafficking, and we're talking about doing ill things to children. And so Epstein has been involved in this. First of all, he kind of became this, you know, liaison to the wealthy with he started in finance. Actually, he started as a teacher, and
Right.
then all of a sudden he was in finance, and before you know it, he had his own island, and now he was in the middle with where he had connections to all of these high profile people, the princes and the presidents and politicians and so on. And so with what he's been doing allegedly is he has been trafficking children, young girls, to these high profile people who enjoy these kinds of activities with children. And so he had been in trouble before in Florida, where he served some time, if you will call it that. He was literally the prince of his palace, where he was under some sort of house arrest, but he could go and come as he pleased. And so back then you could tell that, you know, even though he had been in trouble for these things, he was not really paying the price the way a normal person would. And so he moved on. And so now all of the people associated with that file, they now have immunity. And so did he. And so as we moved on, this was years ago. So as we move on, and now all of these people that he has been associated with, President Clinton, Oprah, and many high profile people, pastors even, have been on this Epstein list. And again, these are people that has done horrible things to children. And so when it all hit the fan and he ended up being caught, and he ended up being in this jail, and all of a sudden he committed suicide, a couple of days prior or a couple of days later, it was really questioned because everybody knew who he was dealing with, all of these high profile people. So it is important to we, the American people. It's important to we, the conservatives, the Christians, especially people, women who has been violated in this way. So I am asking for the release so we know who these people are. And so it is important to we the MAGA. It is important to people. And I'm glad Marjorie Taylor Greene is standing up and saying, we need to release this. And so, yes, I am on the side of releasing these things, whatever it may be. We are not in the business of protecting child molesters. We're not in the protecting rapists of children. And so if President Trump has the power to release these things, then I am on the side of releasing it, because we need to know the truth. We need to know who these people are. I don't care about your money, your wealth, your influence, your power. Nobody's above the law, especially child molesters in this way. And so I need as Marjorie says, yeah, we serve a great God. We serve the King of Kings. We don't serve Donald Trump. We don't serve politicians. We don't serve any of these people. We support Donald Trump. But with all of that being said, I am looking for the release of those people, for them to be held accountable for what they have done to children and what they have done to this society. And yeah, that's where I stand.
Absolutely. This thing is bigger than politics.
Yes.
All right. I mean, if you have children, you should be concerned about this. If you're an uncle or aunt, you should be concerned about this. How many children are we talking about? Are we talking about 1, 2, or 3? No, we're talking about literally thousands of children, all right, over decades that have been destroyed. We don't know if some of these people now are on drugs because of their activities. We don't know if they have committed suicide because of the activities with Jeffrey and the madam. We don't know. And I just found out as I was driving that a subpoena has been sent out for the Hillary and Bill Clinton, all right, to make a statement on this issue. So this is not about Republican or Democrats.
No.
This is about power, all right? The political power, the establishment, the deep state that has been ruling this country for a number of years, not just for 10 years, but we're talking about for centuries, whereby we, the American people, have been played as pawns in this. So therefore, if you are a Christian, you should want it released. If you're a Muslim, you should want this released. If you're a Jew, you should want this released. If you are atheist, you should want this released. Because this has everything to do with the fact that the government has been corrupted at every level. You see, so this is really sad day for America. All right. And it makes us look like hypocrites. The other day, Sister Warrior, I was on the Don Miller show. You know, Brother Don. Don is a
we
good
love
man.
Don Miller.
He's a hard hitter. And so this fella by the name of Randy Ross, he is one of the major mega people. He made a statement, well, Dr. White doesn't know, and we should just let it go. All right. Apparently, people like Randy Ross and others don't have children. All right. They have no concern. They're not interested in the plight of this type of thing and what it does to society. They tried to make it look like, and he tried to make it look like it's a political issue. We have
Mhm.
to get away from this. As I stated earlier, it's about right and wrong, good and evil, God and the devil.
Yeah.
And I never heard God say he's a Republican or a Democrat. Have you?
No.
All
No.
right. He's the
Yeah.
main person.
Yeah.
He authors all of this.
Yeah.
So we have to look at all of this and takes place. And when I thought about this, Sister Warrior, I also was thinking about the corruption at the local level.
Uh-huh.
We see corruption at the local level. What am I going to? Last year this time, Sean Rose was elected as commissioner, right? Of
Shan,
District 10,
Shan,
District. Okay.
Shan Rose, yes.
Yeah, Sean Rose. And it was found out that the key witness in the Regina Hills case was a lady that State Attorney Andrew Baines had given over $41,000 to from his PAC. Now she becomes the main witness. Now after he gave her $41,000, $95 to be exact, she was hired by Shan Rose. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately showing you there's corruption on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Side of Regina Hill with what she did with the elderly person, the mother, and now with corruption on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
We have to find a way to stop this, because if corruption continues like this at the local, state, federal level, the real people have no hope.
Yeah.
And that is why many of them don't want to participate now, because they think that all political leaders at the state, at the local level, at the federal level are crooks.
Well, I'm going to say there is corruption. There is corruption at every level. And yes, even here locally, there's definitely a lot of things going on. I mean, there's so many stories going on. But I'll touch base on something with Shan Rose. I recently saw her. She was trending in the news because it seems she hired someone. I don't know if it's the same person that you're referring to when you tied it back to Judge Bain, but she hired somebody that was involved, or it was a witness, I suppose, with the Regina Hill case. But what the news reporter was stating was that she was hired somewhere, I think around August of 2024, and she was only there on the weekends, and she only worked for a couple of weeks, and she was being paid all the way up past 2025, and she only went into the office, a couple of times. And when the news reporter confronted Shan Rose, she had nothing to say. She literally turned around and walked the opposite way. So I'm not sure what exactly is happening there, but the young lady was hired and she worked for Shan Rose, and she was only there very short physically in the office for just a couple of times, but she was being paid continuously until 2025. So there is something there. We'll continue to look to see where this story leads. I actually did reach out to Shan last week and wanted her to come on the show with us this week, because there's other things that's happening as well. I don't know if you know it. There's a community property that's being built over there in Mercy Drive area. It's some apartment complexes that's being built. And she recently did some town hall with the communities there in reference to giving them an update on where they are on the production and the construction of the properties. And so I wanted her to come on to give us some insight in that community, because that community listens to our show. And so like I said, I did reach out to Shan and Shan Rose. If you are listening, it's Amanya here with the Political Flashback Show with Issa White and Boyd Nicholas. We would love for you to come on to have a conversation about what you've been doing and what you've been doing within the community. We know you're running again for re-election. And so we would love to have you on the show, Shan. I should say Commissioner Shan Rose. We would like to have you on the show to discuss some of these things that's happening in the community.
If you're listening to the show, our number is 407-489-1680. 407-489-1680.
I think you got it backwards. 407-984. I'm sorry, 894-1680.
894.
894-1680.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So anybody out there who knows anything about this as well, if you can call in and shed some light. We're just trying to understand where we are in our community. We know there's where Shan Rose is out there doing the work. And, again, Regina Hill is running again to reclaim her seat. And so we've had Regina Hill on the show. She was on the show about a month or so back. And we would love to have her on again. So, but right now we'd like for Shan Rose to come on and talk to us about what she's currently doing and some of the things that needs to be abreast in reference to her campaign and what she's been doing in the community.
In fact, if you are a political leader, you should come on to our show. We're the only show in the area that ask real questions, that are really concerned about the interests of our community, the people who live here, the blue collar individuals. If you really want to touch your people and let them know what you're doing, call in, come in, and allow them to question you. Because democracy is not a policy and a program that is hid in the corner. Democracy is an ideology, a political movement that is open so people can question, people can ask and develop, and you can create actually new ideas, because our listeners are a very, very smart group of people. So please, please, please come in. Talking about that, as that is going on, let's stay on with state politics. Right now, there's a poll that came out, all right, that deals with Byron Donalds, who is running for governor of the great state of Florida, and a potential rival, Casey DeSantis, who is the wife of the current president. Now, the current governor. Don't want to. I know Donald Trump has a lot of stuff going on. We're not putting that one on him. All right. So, and the poll came out that if there was a head-to-head race today, Casey would lead and beat Donald. The report is that she will garner 32% of the vote, and Donald would be 29%.
Really?
That's what it says. All right. And this poll was done between July the 14th and 22nd. 797 registered Republicans. Now, there are some other people on this list too. 8% would favor Matt Gaetz, former congressperson. 2% would favor the mayor of Miami, Soros. And 18% are undecided. And 7% said they want somebody else. Okay. But it's very interesting because right now, as this is a tight race, we know that there's some ruffling between our President Donald Trump and our governor, DeSantis. DeSantis cannot go against his wife, or he's going to be on a sofa. Yeah, so 6 years or 8 years. All right. And many people believe that he has done a great job. But other people are saying that, listen, he's an up-and-coming fella. I mean, he's smart.
Yeah.
He's focused. He's pointed. And as Regina Hill says, he's ready to go.
He's ready to go. fired up and ready to go. If
Yeah.
we're gonna quote Regina Hill, we gotta quote her right. She says, "We're
Fired up and ready to
ready to
go.
go." But on that point, Byron Donalds, yeah, I think he's gonna be. Look at the job he's done in the House. I mean, look at this man, young guy, goes in there. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job being a leader in Florida, and I think he would be a great governor. Now, with Casey DeSantis running, I mean, the rumor mills are saying it. You got a poll saying, that her numbers would be good. But the way I'm looking at it, and the way I see it is this. This is a continuation of Ron DeSantis. He's done, right? He can't run anymore. And his wife being put in there, I feel like it would be, how when they put Joe Biden in and Barack Obama was really the president behind behind Joe Biden, that's how I'm seeing it. Like Casey DeSantis would be the face and Ron DeSantis would be the actual one making the moves. Anyway, that's in my thoughts. But what I really do believe is that if that's the case, we love Ron DeSantis. We love the work that he's done. I mean, look at what he's done with the great state of Florida. He is a leader that is on top of it. He is on top of it. So, but that's how I see that. And I say that he's done great work, but I think that now he needs to step aside and not put his wife in where he can be the man behind the woman. So with that being said, I'm all in for Byron Donalds. I think Byron will make a great governor, and I'm all on board with that. And so you mentioned some of the drama that could be going on. So some of the drama would be this. So we all know that Ron DeSantis plans to run in 2028 for president, right? We all know this. He tested out the waters last cycle to see what he can do to get his name out there. So we know he's planning to run in 2028. And if he wants the blessings of the king, Donald Trump is with Byron Donalds, right? Right now, Trump is on Byron Donalds' side. That's who President Trump wants to be governor here in Florida. So if Ron DeSantis knows what's good for him, he's going to keep your wife being wifey, and leave this alone and let Byron Donalds battle it out with the rest of them. Casey DeSantis don't need to be in this race, not at all. If her man really wants to take the presidency or be a real candidate in 2028 and they want Donald Trump's blessings, yeah, they're going to have to bow out.
Let's suppose some people do like Casey. What can we say that would possibly give them a real reason to believe that she can do the job? Because the only thing I know about her is that she's a journalist. She's born in the great city of Columbus, Ohio, but I don't know anything in reference to her political positions on anything. Do you?
Yeah, I don't. I know she has a nonprofit that she runs. I know she's done really great work as the First Lady of Florida, more events and things like that. But as far as running the state, no, I don't think she has those credentials in her arsenal. But I do know she's got her husband, who is the best governor we've had here in this state for a long time. And like I said, he would be the man behind the woman.
Well, if it does come off to a face-off between the two, whoever wins, it would be of historical proportion. We have never had a female governor, and we surely haven't had an African-American governor. And that would be remarkable in the deep South. Can't get any more southern than Florida.
Wow.
Yes. And, sometimes people say, well, we don't know anything about Donalds. But let me tell you, I mean, I met the man. He's sharp. He graduated from Florida A&M University. He's a rattler. All right. He came out of New York, tough neighborhood, and he's a real African-American guy. I mean, he has struggled. Yeah. He has gone through the ups and downs of a black man.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and I
and
go
you
ahead.
know, when you say that, I mean, look at this man. Came came here, um, came to Florida as a young guy, did a lot of things, and but man, he was on track. He ran for state representative, got in, and then
Lost the
he
first
took
time
his,
though. He
yeah, the
lost it.
first
That's right.
time, yes, but he was persistent and he got in. And then he took his shot for Congress and
Mhm.
he got in. And you know, he's done a great job. And like you, I've met him a few times, and I mean, he's great. And his lovely wife, Erica, I think she's phenomenal. She makes a great impression in reference to them, and they've been together for a long time. They have a beautiful family. And I mean, this man has got it together, and I think he will make a great governor. And perhaps someday he might even be president
Yeah.
because he's young enough to be able to he's laying down these foundations. If I don't know if you picking up what I'm laying down, he's been laying down this foundation, and that one day Byron Donalds, I believe, will be in that seat. But first he's taking he was state house, then he was congressman, then he's moving to the governorship, and then the next one maybe the Senate, and then maybe the presidency.
You know, the contradiction of people who don't like him. Many of them said, well, I don't want him. He's not the type of black guy we like because he's married to a white woman. But you know, they didn't say nothing about President Obama, whose mother is white. And they said nothing about Kamala Harris, whose parents are not African American. But now, since his
Well,
wife,
well, she's not African American, so
yeah, but they try to make her out to be, remember? I mean, she's
yeah,
a member of Delta Sigma Theta, or AKA one of the two. And
no.
she went to Howard University. I guess she can step. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I said it on this show 100 times, and I'll say it 100 times. Every time we're talking Kamala Harris, I'm gonna always say it. She ain't black. She red dot. She red dot Indian. That's what she is.
Did you make that up? I mean, that's really cool.
No,
I like,
that's
I
what
like
she
I,
is. She's a red dot.
yeah, I mean, I never heard anyone say it like that. You said it
Yeah,
so cool. I like that. Red dot.
she's a red
All right,
dot. That's
she's a
what she
red
is.
dot.
Nothing wrong with it. You know, but it is what it is. Don't try to pass her off like she's a black woman, like she's an African American woman. No, her father is a Jamaican, I believe. Actually, I think he's more Indian than anything, but he was maybe born in Jamaica.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where that. Oh man, Candace Owens has done a phenomenal job of documenting Kamala Harris and her story and her life and all of her family tree and all of that. Yes.
You
So
talk about
Kamala Harris is not black, no matter what people try to say. Oh, the first black president, the first black woman president, all that. No, she red dot, Indian.
you brought up Candace Owens, and that's a lady I really respect. I mean,
Yeah,
she calls it right down the middle. I mean, at the beginning of her career, at least for on television, it seemed as if that she was just preaching one line, but she is focusing on a broad issue of what is right and wrong. Again, I mean, she puts it like this: she has no permanent enemies and no permanent friends. She just has interest and focus, and how she is bringing people along to say that we have to look at real issues, going back to the Epstein thing. But she has talked about so many great things.
yeah,
And, you know, to be honest with you, I would like to see her run for an office. I
yeah.
think she's sharp, she's well read, she's published, and she has ice water for veins. Nothing, I mean, for blood. It doesn't seem like anything gets under her skin.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she has ice water for blood. I would say she's very strategic. She can decipher her emotions. She can, you know, separate these things and present the truth as it is. It doesn't matter who it is. She will present the truth with facts. And you know, she doesn't sugarcoat it. And I love that about her. And, you know, and I love the way she presents. She doesn't just tell you things, she presents the facts. So when she did the Kamala Harris um, Chronicles, you know, she had the documentation. She had everything that you would need. She's a journalist, okay? And more people these fake news medias, they really need to take a look at Candace Owens and how she presents, because she's doing actual news, not just she's presenting the news. You take it how you want, but she's presenting the news. And she is now currently doing a new series. And of course, it's about the Epstein files, because this is something that is important to her when it comes to having the truth out there in reference to what has been happening to children, what happened to children, and all those key people who are involved in this. So the Candace Owens has presented a new series, the Epstein files, and her show drops every day, Monday to Friday. She comes on at about 4 o'clock. This girl, her channel, she presents on YouTube and she presents on a regular podcast. And she's got she's almost at 5 million followers and subscribers right now. That tells you America is listening. Around the world is listening.
Absolutely.
And she doesn't just present the news here. She just did a whole series in reference to what's happening in France with the President Macron and his wife. Okay.
Yes.
So
I mean,
she's working on those things. So she's presenting a full course for people, not just what's happening in Black America, but it's really where she started. But she's presenting a full course of what's happening around the world. And she talks about the wars. She talks about Israel. She's very well versed in understanding what's happening, and she's not afraid to speak. And this is why the establishment is so afraid of her, because she's well read. She reads. She's not just talking yeah. She reads and she knows her facts, and she's got a good memory to be able to pull those knowledges and spit them out when she needs to. She's got a great memory. And so she doesn't get enough credit.
She's a great person. I mean, they're just not afraid of her. They're afraid of all of us who's willing to speak out, who's not afraid, who's ready to call a spade a spade. Yeah. I mean, for example, people are calling her anti-Semitic now because she's arguing that, listen, why are we still paying Israel so much money? Why are we supporting a genocide? Why are we doing these things? Yeah. And many people who were her former allies, they don't like her any longer because they think that certain things that she doesn't, that she shouldn't speak about. But when truth hits you, it hits you at all levels. Yeah. You don't just pick and choose. You speak out on it. I have a lot of respect for her. Yeah. I mean, again, she's been taking a lot of hits, a lot of body blows. Sister Warrior, I would love to see you and her get together. I mean,
you never know what the good Lord has planned. You never know what the Lord has planned.
Well, I gotta make a prayer and call the good Lord to say, listen, make it happen with Sister Warrior and Candace Owens.
Imagine that. Yeah, that would be Candace Owens having a candid conversation.
Yes.
Truth tellers and warriors. I love it.
Absolutely. And talking about child stuff again, yesterday the National Child Protection Task Force, along with the Tebow Foundation, Operation Light Shine, and a couple of other groups, they found 25 missing children in Florida.
Oh, wow.
25 missing. Now, this is just a sampling of the number of children that are misused, put into sex slavery in our state, in our county, in our region.
Yeah.
So what she is talking about, what you're talking about, has not only state and national ramifications, but it has global ramifications. I want you to take on that a little bit.
Well, Florida, I believe we are the third state with this human trafficking. If not our area, is like the number 3, I believe, in the country. And I believe that's because of the theme parks. That's one. Because because of the theme parks, they attract children and so on and so forth. So, but that's one of the things. But man, 25 children, this is human trafficking. This is missing children were found. I mean, I praise God that they were found, and they're safe. But again, this is the kind of things that shouldn't be going on in our country. And if we know this is happening, if we know who's involved with things like this, they have to be brought to justice. They have to pay the price for what they've done. Crimes against children should not be. Okay, because you touched on something earlier, because what happens is that this child becomes damaged goods, right? They become damaged. They turn to alcohol, they turn to drugs, they commit suicide, they can't function in the society, they can't be functioning members in society because they are damaged, they are broken, they are done for. Why? Because some old geezer couldn't keep his pants up, he wanted to molest children. Why? So he wanted to get his jollies on. And so you used a child, and now you not only took their body, you took their spirit, you took their future, you took away everything that would have made them a productive person in the world. You broke their self-esteem, you broke their spirit. And so now they're trying to make it in the world, lost, confused. A lot of them, like I said, are on, or they self-medicate because it's too harsh. The pain is too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
For the last 80 years, Florida really hasn't been a safe place for children. I mean, we had something called the Doja Boys. I don't know if you're familiar with it. And that is whereby young boys, black, white, all kids, they get in a little trouble. You send them to a reformatory school. They were misused sexually. They were beaten. And many of them were even killed. So we have unmarked graves in the Panhandle, unmarked graves in Central Florida, unmarked graves throughout the state of Florida of children like this. And many of them were African American. In fact, I know some of the victims. Some of the victims are as old as I am. And some of them call me late at night. They have these flashbacks. They hurt, they cry. All right, because when they were talking about this, when they was trying to get someone to help, no one would. These kids were raped. These kids were beaten. Body parts were cut off. This is in the state of Florida. Then coupled with what you just stated about sex slavery, on Orange Blossom Trail. Believe it or not, listeners, the world knows Orange Blossom Trail. It's a place and it's a region where you can pick up young children. All right? And when you go on that stretch, you find children from all over the world, not just from Central Florida. And and I thank you, Sister Warrior, for being such a great spokesperson on life of children. From your work of stopping abortions, on your work of trying to create a traditional family, on your work that we must protect the ones that cannot protect themselves.
Yeah.
It is not political. It's the right thing to do. You see? So we have a lot of things that's taking place. Again, if you're interested in calling, I'm going to get the number right, Sister Warrior, this time, and Jeff, and that is 407-894-1680. Call in. I know you're listening.
Yes.
You can't help but listen. Yes. And I know you have an opinion. And don't be afraid to call. We're not animals. We're not going to bite you up. No one here looks like Michael Tyson. So we're not going to bite you. We're just going to listen to you and have a fruitful discussion.
Yeah.
So many things that's taking place,
Well, I will just say this, Isa, is that I thank you for recognizing and just bringing up the work. It is a labor of love to advocate for those who are not able to speak for themselves, for those who doesn't have the ability to stand up and speak. And so Father has, given me a platform. He's given me the voice to be a warrior, as you nicely calls me. but I am a warrior for the people, and I come with a sword, and that sword is to make things right. And that sword is to make things right when it comes to killing babies in the womb. That sword is to come to make things right for advocating for children, girls who are being misused in these kinds of ways. And that sword is to come to fight for the community, to present that there is a better way. And so I thank you for that. I do appreciate that.
You're doing great work. And I cannot remember the name of the disciple who had a sword, who had who was very aggressive. Who was it? Oh, I see that we're getting ready for our next break. So listen, we will come right back. This is Political Flashback with Sister Warrior and the Truth Teller.
Lowe's knows that free is just better. That's why MyLowe's Rewards is free to join. As a member, you earn points towards MyLowe's money on eligible purchases, get exclusive free gifts, and earn free shipping at Silver Key status, all on top of weekly member-only deals. Don't wait. Join MyLowe's Rewards for free today and start saving more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hughes Production presents Lady Drina 45th birthday and anniversary celebration, Saturday, September 27, 2025. See and hear Men of Praise of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Swanee Quintet, Skylar Patterson and Predestined. Don't miss Hat and the Girls, the Anointed Farmer Singers, Angie and Restores, and the Harmony Winds. This program will be hosted by Harold T. and the Angela Cross. This will all take place at Faith Cathedral, 4425 North Powers Drive, Orlando, Florida. Get your $25 advance ticket, $30 at the door, $40 VIP, $10 kids 12 and under. Cash App $ Lady Drina, or you can pay by way of Apple Cash and Zelle at 407-591-2626. The 45th birthday and anniversary for Lady Drina. Be there.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You're listening to Inspiration 1680 AM, WOKB Winter Garden, W2640F 100.7 FM Kissimmee, and around the world at WOKBradio.com. Inspiration 1680 AM and 100.7 FM Kissimmee.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what we need to know. A newly surfaced video from a February traffic stop in Jacksonville, Florida, shows officers breaking William McNeil Jr.'s car window, punching him during an arrest, sparking an internal investigation. The 22-year-old McNeil shared the video on social media, explaining he was pulled over for driving without headlights and requested a supervisor before the situation escalated. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says it's reviewing the officer's use of force. 1 month after dismissing Tulsi Gabbard's views on Iran, President Trump is now embracing her latest claims about the 2016 election. As Director of National Intelligence, Gabbard appeared at the White House Wednesday to unveil newly declassified documents she said proved former President Obama knowingly misled the public about Russian interference. Gabbard alleges the Obama administration directed intelligence officials to produce a false report on election meddling. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
The views and opinions of the following program is not necessarily those of WOKB, staff, and management of Unity Broadcasting.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Political Flashback with myself, Dr. V. Issa White, the truth teller, and Sister Warrior Armania. You know, we're so happy that you decided to spend some time, some valuable time with us. We have so many things to talk about, and we have a very, very good time. It's important that we dialogue with issues of importance, issues that are concerning our community. Unlike other shows, we don't talk about fluff. We don't talk about good feeling things. We talk about things that are right on. You know, earlier I was trying to think about the companion of Jesus, who had the sword, or who had the temper, who was a fighter. And brother Jeff, you know, Jeff is from New York, so he knows something about fighting. He knows how to throw down. He knows how to put up the hands. You know, you can't be from New York and don't know how to use your hands. So he knows something about this. So he said it was Peter. Thank you, brother Jeff. If it wasn't for Jeff, we wouldn't be here. I mean, he is the main operator. You know, in a car, you have you have nice seats, but without that engine, that car doesn't go anyplace. So Jeff is the engine. He's the transmission. He carries the oil, the water, the antifreeze, and everything else to make that boy move. And we thank God for him. So, you know, there are so many interesting things that we have to talk about. If you're listening, again, call us. I'm going to get the number right again, because my sister, she'll look at me hard. She'll say, come on, Doc, get it right. And that number is 407-894-1680. You know, there's something that just occurred a couple of days ago in North Carolina. You know, when the ridiculous can't get any more ridiculous. There's a school in North Carolina, and there was where a 16-year-old boy called another 16-year-old boy an illegal alien. Well, the boy, who is in the country undocumented, his parents took the parents of the one who called him an illegal alien, as well as the school board, and sued, saying that, oh, it hurt his feelings. It wasn't nice. And guess what? The judge ruled that the school board had to pay the family $20,000. $20,000. Now, because he says something that was, quote, offensive, and it hurt the young lad's feelings. Now, I come up in a time, you probably too, Sister Warrior and Brother Jeff, that so many people have called me the N-word when I was in school. They called me the N-word so often that I thought it was my middle name. You see? Now, can you imagine? And it hurt my feelings. I didn't like it. And I got in trouble because I fought against it physically. But can you imagine if everyone who called us the N-word, if we got $20,000? Man.
Wow.
That would be our reparations.
That would be reparations now, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You know, so that was just ridiculous.
I'd say so.
You know?
And so these people are, first of all, so this person, this young person is an illegal, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so they should be actually grateful that this kid, the other kid, didn't call ICE on them. In my opinion,
yes,
because they're getting rewarded. Now, if the child is an illegal, then that means the parents is an illegal too. How dare you? How much gall do you have to go and to sue when you don't even belong here?
Yes. I mean,
and then you get paid on top of, you know, that this brings me to the perfect story. I don't know if you heard, but President Trump has been removing woke immigration judges from the bench. And he's removed about 100 or so of them. And right now, I saw a story briefly earlier with one woke judge. I believe she's in San Francisco. or Los Angeles or one of those places in California. So she comes on to say how mean the Trump administration is, how she's been a judge for 8 years, and why would they do this? Well, it turns out that this judge has been giving asylum to these people way above the average. So the approval rating is about 36%, where other judges across the country does it.
Mm-hmm.
But she's at a 94% approval for all of the cases that comes before her. And then she says, when they interviewed her, oh, I just have compassion for the people. I just need to do the right thing. But listen up, Judge, you're not using your common sense, because this is not what they hired you to do. They hired you to be impartial, to understand what the law says, and for you to implement that, not run on your feelings and what you think. And so this judge who ordered this money to these people, this person needs to be removed just like that.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
I mean, it's to the point now, the American people, the true American people, do not have any real support. I mean, a couple of months ago, you had a judge, and she was officiating a trial whereby this man, he was accused of a domestic abuse, but he's also illegal. When the ICE people were there to get him, she ushered him out through another door to get away. Remember that?
I do.
It's also interesting to note, in the city of Los Angeles, the mayor of that city is pushing what I call a reparation plan of more than $20,000, $30,000 for illegals, saying that they can't go to work. Actually, it's $50,000 per person, because they can't go to work because they may get harassed. Guess what? I'm a person of African descent. I may get harassed too. No one has given me $50,000 not to go to work. All right, and hurt and make me feel better about who I am. And also, it goes back to the whole element with Alcatraz, and Everglades.
Alcatraz.
Yeah, Alcatraz, whereby we have political leaders there saying that they're not being fed properly. They're only eating cheese sandwiches. They have to go to the bathroom in the open. Well, I guess they haven't even gone to our local lockup in Orange County. No. They have to go to the bathroom in the open as well. They don't get the best of food. It's cold there. I mean, prison or detention center is not the Ritz-Carlton. It's a place where you go there because you have broken the law and they're ushering you out. And they don't even make any statement to the fact that the Trump administration are also giving these people money to leave. So they're not going empty-handed.
Yeah.
All right. But again, these people have taken on, when I say these people, I'm speaking about these woke politicians who have more love for illegal people that is undermining your government, your society, your culture, as opposed to the people who built the greatest democracy and the greatest country on the face of the earth.
Well, I'm in agreement there, but I'm going to call it the Republic, because when I throw the democracy out there, I like it's just me making fun of them fighting for democracy when they don't even believe in democracy. But yes, the great Republic that we live in needs to be protected. And what we're seeing is the same Karen Bass, that is the mayor, right, of Los Angeles. You just brought her up. So she recently did an interview with CNN. And in that interview, and I'm actually was very surprised at the reporter, the one doing the questioning, because she kind of pushed back on Karen Bass a little bit. And what she was saying, and if you remember, that way you can remember who this woman is, this reporter. If you remember, a couple of months ago during the election, when we had the gangs, Tren de Aragua, taking over apartment complexes across the country. This woman was being interviewed with J.D. Vance, And she said, well, it's only a few apartment complexes that's been taken over by the gangs. And JD Vance took her to school to say, Martha, that's her name, Martha, this is the United States of America. Foreign gangs shouldn't be taking up one building, let alone multiple buildings in our communities. Mm-hmm. This is America. It's not a place for gangs to take over property. Sure. And so this was the same woman who was interviewing Karen Bass recently, and she was pushing back. She was saying, you know, look at what just happened in Los Angeles. Look at all the riots. Look at the burning down of your city. Where does the line is drawn? Where are you? And this woman, Karen Bass, continuously went on that we are protecting immigrants because immigrants are here to work. They're here to do this and here to do. It was immigrants. Who was burning down your city, Karen Bass? Who was burning down your city? Waving other countries' flags, burning down places, destroying buildings, destroying businesses. It was in your city.
Absolutely. It's so interesting. If you would do a poll, if you just walk the streets of Orlando, walk the streets of Ocoee, walk the streets of any city in Florida, and talk to the homeless, you'll find you'll be hard pressed to find one illegal alien who's homeless. Check that out. I mean, go around Lake Eola. You'll find Americans who are homeless. All right. You find old people who are homeless. You find blacks, Latinos, and others who are homeless, but you won't find illegal aliens who are homeless.
Yeah.
They having homes. They having apartments. They get to stay in 5-star hotel rooms.
Yeah.
They have cards that they can use to go to Walmart and Sam's. They have opportunities that you don't have. They even have cars. So you know there are a number of nonprofits that really give many of them cars, even our own city. But the ones who need it can't get a dime.
Yeah.
Can't get any hope. Have nothing. So I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Well, Doc, I don't know what's wrong with these people either. And one of the people I will say I don't know what's wrong with them is these elected officials who are out here advocating, like Karen Bass, advocating for these illegals when you made such an eloquent point of Americans living on the streets, Americans not having a place to stay, Americans not having what they need. But if we looked at what we saw happening during the 4 years of Joe Biden advocating for illegals, they were taking money from FEMA, who was here for American disasters, for hurricanes, for things like that. They took the money out of FEMA to pay for these hotels for illegals, to pay for food, to what really bugged me a lot about this also was not the fact that, you know, you would give them food, regular food. No, they were advocating to give them food from their home countries. They were saying we need to give, Eric Adams did it in New York. Yeah. They were giving them there was a program designed for them to be able to buy food from their country because they needed to have that. If their country was so bad, I mean, they missed their country so much. But here you are, you're giving them money on the taxpayer dime to make sure that they have whatever food is within their culture's diet. I mean, this is how bizarre it is. Again, we go back to our politicians, we go back to our elected officials, and when we're bringing it home locally, when we're looking at communities like Eatonville, when we're looking at communities like Pine Hills, when we're looking at communities like Paramore, where your representative, who is Maxwell Alejandro Frost, when he's out here in El Salvador advocating for the illegals, and he's out there in at Alligator Alcatraz saying this is too harsh. We shouldn't have them in these places. Oh, it's too harsh. But he don't care about you, that what's happening to you in Eatonville. He don't care about you, what's happening to you in Pine Hills. He don't care about you, what happened to you in Paramore. And it's ridiculous. It goes back to the politicians.
Absolutely. I mean, people like Frost, he's not a true person of the community. I'm going to
No.
get just like Biden now. If you
Wow.
vote and support him, you're not black.
Oh yeah, right.
All right, because he doesn't support the African American community, the Afro Latino community, the Afro Haitian community. He's not there. He just comes around for a few minutes to get your vote, and you're so happy. I mean, our people sometimes act so stupid. Why are you happy to have him? Because he know maybe a word in Creole? Why are you happy to have him? Because he says he's from Cuba, he knows nothing of the country, he knows nothing of anything. We
Yeah.
have to wise up because he does not support your community. What type of music does he listen to? Does he listen to Creole music? Does he listen to R&B? Does he listen to Afro-Cubana mumbo? No, he listens to rock. That's when he's on stage cursing out the Santos a few months ago. That's what you have. And he is not a true leader. Let's talk about again about the illegals here a second.
Okay.
There's a person they found a couple of days ago. They just arrested him. His name is Carlos Torres. No one is talking about him. Who is Carlos Torres? An illegal from the Dominican Republic who was caught smuggling children and other illegals into Orange County. All right. Now, where's all the so-called progressives talking about? Where's the mayor? We have two mayors here. One who was the county mayor, Demings, and the other one who was the city mayor. Where are the commissioners? All right. Where's the chief of police? No one spoke about this. All right. He was arrested by ICE. He was arrested by the Orange County Sheriff Office. He was arrested by the U.S. Marshals. He was arrested by the Florida Department of Transportation. It was a group because he had a large organization that was smuggling people, illegals, into your community. And you can't find a mumbling word about it. No one's saying anything about it. It's not in the Orlando Sentinel. All right?
They cover everything. Don't they cover everything?
You're supposed to, you see? And
Yeah.
this is the type of things that's taking place. And it hurts, again, people who live in Pine Hill. It hurts the people who live in Paramore. It hurts the people who live in Edenville and other poor communities, not just Black communities, but poor communities that are struggling economically.
Mhm.
You see, and you want to talk about, let's bring everybody in. It's okay to bring them in, but make them come in the right way because we don't have the resources any longer. And it's hurting so many people. I get pissed off when I see people who are hungry, like the Bible says, starving, homeless, out of doors, in the streets, not knowing where their next meal is going to come from, having to live in the alleyways of our communities. You know, not long ago, Sister Warrior, I was passing out some food in the Paramore area,
Mhm.
and I had a couple of people to help me. I literally cried because I saw people sitting in wheelchairs in their own excrement. I saw a blind man literally wallowing on the ground looking for food. You saw people who looked dead, and I'm pretty certain they were. This is in our community, the home of Mickey Mouse. This is in Orlando, where they say it's the fourth most exciting city in the country. And we're having these types of things taking place. Ministers, where are you?
Oh.
All right. Political leaders that you say you love the people, where are you? I know where you are. You're at the country club, counting more dollars going into your kitty. for re-election. Take it home, Sister Warrior. I'm getting pissed off.
Well, brother, I'm going to just pick it up right where you just put it down. So, to your last point there. So, where are they? The leaders, the church leaders? Well, one particular church we would have to state right now, they have money, but last week we touched bases on it. They just put in $21,000 to back a progressive, if he is progressive liberal, young man, Rashawn, I believe is his name, the one who's running for District 40 to replace LaVon Bracy Davis. The church just put $21,000 into his campaign. And so when you talk about these homeless people in the community who could use some help, that money could have gone to help the people in the community. It didn't need to go and back some politician. It should have gone to help the community.
Absolutely.
After all, Father is saying, you're collecting to help the poor and the needy. This politician, he could raise his own money. He don't need the church money. The church is there to help the people, but they're not helping the people who needs it, who needs housing, who needs this and who needs that, who needs food. So that's what's happened to the church. But to get back to where you started with these people that has been that was just arrested in reference, you said there were 25 people, children,
yes,
that were found.
Yes.
And yet in a community like this where we already covered the human trafficking aspects of what goes on in Orange County and what happens in Florida. So to have something like that happen in our house, in our county, in our district, where Maxwell Frost isn't even addressing this, the others aren't even addressing this. Anna Escamani is out there advocating for the illegals over there in Alligator Alcatraz. The rest of them, Carlos Guillermo Smith is doing the same thing. And all of those politicians are out there in that area of Florida advocating for illegals. What about those children who's just been traumatized? What about them? Nobody's talking about it. You said the Sentinel's not talking about it.
No.
The news people aren't talking about it. Mike Scott, who's one of the commissioners here, is he talking about it?
No.
Who else? The people with the school board, who's in charge of our children's education. What
Not
are
a
they
mumbling
saying
word.
about it? Teresa, what's her name? School board. I think she's running for mayor as well. Where are these people to talk about what just happened here in our very own community? Nobody's talking about it.
They're not talking about it. They don't care. You see, I mean, for example, people who said to me, they ask me, Dr. White, how can you help me? I asked, have you gone to your local church? They go to these big churches, these missionary Baptist churches, the African Methodist Episcopal Church, the AME Zion Church, all these mega churches that are Black. You know what they tell them? They ask, are you a member? Have you been paying tithes? But you don't ask that to the politician. $21,000. How many plates of food could that buy? All right. How many people you can put in a 1 or 2 day a hotel room to let them just get over? How much, you can give a couple of dollars to a group of people or a family that needs to have their car fixed. Things like this. You see, there's no love anymore. They use God's word to shield their dirty lifestyle. In fact, President Obama said the other day, I don't know if you heard him, he said all Black men should have a transgender mentor.
Yeah. I thought he said gay, but it was transgender. I haven't seen the clip yet.
Yeah, transgender.
That's what he said.
Yes.
And I saw bits and pieces, and he said, look at me, I turned out pretty good. I had transgender in my life.
Yes, a professor. And remember, this is the same president under his regime that stated that boys and girls in school can go to the same bathroom.
Mhm.
You know, it's how they felt that day.
Yeah.
Are you talking about a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Hmm.
All right. That has
Yeah.
really undermined not only the general community of the United States, but in particularly the
Mm.
African American community.
Yes.
And if anyone who is listening, tell us, call us and tell us what is the legacy of Mr. Obama
Yeah.
that is positive. Call 407-894-1680. 407-894-1680. I want to know. Jeff wants to know. Sister Warrior wants to know. What is the legacy of something positive that this man that you loved, who had the Chicago sway, who was in the White House for 8 years, what did he do?
Yeah. I don't know anything good that he did, but a couple of things that he has done really stands out to me right now. And one of those things that's standing out is currently in the news because under the Obama administration, once they realized that Donald Trump actually had a shot and actually won before he took office, one of the things that Obama did was he prepared investigations, I suppose, and he did things that spied on the Trump administration. And so now Tulsi Gabbard, the she's the director of the intelligence community, she's saying that people did things that they shouldn't have done, and Obama is literally at the center of it all. He gave the orders in order for these things to take place, and so now he's being looked at. It's a huge deal. He's being looked at, and they want to know, what happened? Why did you do this? This is more treasonous thing than ever because a president was elected, duly elected by the people, and you, the sitting president, was trying to stop that. And friends, just before we go into it, this has nothing to do with what January 6th looked like, because I know a lot of people will bring that into play. But this is very, very different. And Obama was the one who put people in place to do these things. So that's developing, and so we're going to keep an eye to see what happens and how that's going to play out for Obama, who essentially did nothing good for this country, who divided this country and put systems in place that put us on the path to where we are now, where not just men and women's sports, but this whole gay marriage thing, spitting in the face of the church, all of that falls in the hands of Barack Hussein Obama.
President Obama and his merry men and the people who was with him, the Clintons and others, I am convinced now, Sister Warrior, that he wanted to have a civil war.
Mm.
I mean, because have you realized the rhetoric that they have been pushing is encouraging people on their side of the political aisle to engage in warfare, to attack ICE agents, to attack judges who don't think like them, to attack anyone. It's like they're like an animal full of rabies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's becoming very, very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whereby no one is safe. And I wonder if they're doing that because they have nothing else to offer. If you don't have anything to offer, you'd be like Charles Manson said, let's create helter skelter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's create a society of just conflict, ugliness, and it kills. You kill each other off for a few people to survive and become the leader.
Yeah.
I am convinced that is their perspective, and that is what they want.
Yeah. Well, I, for one, am eager to see how this because now the Department of Justice has created a task force to look into these things that the community of intelligence has come up with. or has discovered. And so they're looking into this, seriously looking into it. And I'm going to be the first one to say it right here and now. When these things do come to pass and we start to see the true evidence and we start to see that, yes, Obama had some great dealings in this, you know what they're going to start saying? Oh, they just after him because he the black man. He the black president. They just trying to take down the black man. And that's how they're going to go with this. They're going to always bring up race, forgetting that Obama is partially white as well. He's got less Negro blood in him than you, okay? So,
Absolutely. But he's a front.
Yeah, that's what they're going to present.
He's a front for others who really want to take down the country.
Yeah.
All right. And to create a society that is based on nothing but lies.
Yes.
And that's a terrible thing. I mean, because of Obama and Hillary Clinton, we have instability in the Middle East. Remember, during their period, I think it was called the Arab Spring. Look what has happened to Libya. And I've traveled to Libya many times. It was a beautiful country. Tripoli and Benghazi was wonderful. No unemployment. Everyone had a house. The leader of the country gave benefits to the people because they were making so much money from the oil that they were selling. But look, Hillary Clinton said, I saw Gaddafi, and we went in and we killed him and laughed about it. Instability. Instability in Iraq. Instability in Syria. Instability in Qatar. Instability in Kuwait. And that's an interesting topic. Let me talk about Kuwait for a second. Check this out. A number of American contractors or African-American people that's over there. And for the last several years, Kuwait, who is an ally to the United States, has had a policy of arresting and apprehending African Americans and accusing them of peddling drugs. All right? No evidence has been found, but they have been mistreating them. They've been torturing them. And many of them has been in jail for 3, 5, and more years. President Trump most recently brokered a deal to get many of them back into the United States. Again, no one said anything about that deal that he has brokered. And no one said anything about the mistreatment of these people who are Arab towards African Americans. That is something. And that must be told.
Yes. You know what? The thing is, they never shed a light. They never want to shed a light on the good things that President Trump does. And what you just laid out is the exact right thing, is that he is doing so many things that's good for we, the American people, good for the country, creating peace and helping other countries as well. But he gets no credit for it. And I mean, that was back then when he was in the presidency the first time around. And it's the same now. They want to all continuously shine him as orange man bad and, you know, Trump the dictator or Trump this or Trump that. But they never talk about all of the amazing things that he's doing for this country and for we the people. I mean, we see that in his policies. We see that in what's happening just this week with removing woke judges that's not doing their job. At the end of the day, he is literally tapping into different places to fulfill the campaign promises that he made to we, the American people who voted him in. This is what he's doing. And he's working with other countries. He's bringing, you know, businesses back to America. That's going to increase jobs. That's going to make it better for we, the Black people in these communities, bringing back businesses here. But they talk about, oh, the tariffs is bad. You're going to pay extra for this. You're going to pay extra for that. Guess what? I'll rather pay extra for it if it's made right here in this country, right with our people, right in our own factories, not overseas somewhere in some Chinese, you know, dog and pony place where we don't know what's happening with it.
Right. You know, and I tell people, it's not that we agree with everything that Donald Trump has done, but you have to recognize the good.
Yes.
All right. And the intention, the good and the intention. Because remember, for a number of years, we had a president that didn't do anything. We were, it's really remarkable that we survived as a nation.
Yeah.
All right. Because nothing was getting done. No
Mhm.
one knew who was running the country. And we were just there in a maze. It
Yeah.
seemed as if everyone was a zombie,
Including the president.
including the president. So I mean, so we have to look at what he has done and what he is trying to do. If you have any questions, you want to get involved in this discussion, call 407-894-1680. 407-894-1680. This is Political Flashback, and this is a wonderful show. This is the only show like this in this area that we deal with some serious, serious issues. You are Haitian.
I am
I,
indeed.
I love Haiti. I mean, I like Toussaint Overture,
Mhm.
Macando, Macandal, and all the others, these great revolutionaries. But Haiti has gotten the bad rap, you know,
Uh-huh.
and it looks as if everything is disheveled in our beloved country.
Mhm.
And right now we see that the country, the United States government, has put out a level 4 warning, telling people not to go to Haiti,
Yeah.
not to go to Iraq, not to go to Libya because of the crime, terrorist organizations, and kidnapping and civil unrest and the anti-American settlement. But I want to say one thing is that Haiti laid a very strong foundation for the American independence.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And it laid a foundation for African American people to be free in this country.
Yeah.
We cannot not help Haiti. Haiti is as close to us as our own jugular vein. So therefore, let us try to find a way to help Haiti. Call up your country, your Congress people, your senators, because a strong Haiti is a strong America. A weak Haiti is a weak America. What do I mean by that? If you cannot help your neighbor in need, then you're not doing the work of God. Haiti is a beautiful country, a country that I love. They just deported a physician whom they say now is connected to a new gang in Haiti. You may know something about this gang. I don't know. They call it V. Assain, ANSANM. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. You speak Creole. I do
Well,
not speak Creole.
it's tough for me in Creole. You see, yes, I was born in Haiti, but I left Haiti very, very young. I was 6 years old when I left, and I touched bases back on the ground when I was way past adulthood, and so I'm not as connected to the stories of what goes on in Haiti as much as I would like. But I will tell you this in reference to Haiti is that this country does need help. And I believe that one of the things that it really, really needs is for the men of the nation to rise up, to take control of their land. This is where I believe that it's going to be. It's not really going to depend on foreign governments and things like that. I mean, not too long ago, they put Kenya in there and Haiti to help to help with what's happening, the crime and the killing and the craziness that's going on there. But nothing has really resolved. Now we're looking at a level 4. You can't travel there. You can't go there. They're telling people it's too dangerous. You're gonna get kidnapped. You're gonna get killed, and so you can't fly in. You can't fly out. So it's pretty bad. And so I really do believe that the men of Haiti needs to not run away to America, but they need to stand up and organize to start to take their country back. This is what I believe. This is the spirit of the Haitian men. This is how they were able to build before. So we need strong-minded Haitian men, strong-minded Haitian leaders who are not selling her away, but figuring out how to put her first. And even if that means coming to America to get resources, to get what you need, the education, whatever that looks like, but you need to be able to go back and you need to build her. Because if our men keeps running away from her, who's going to protect the house? Who's going to protect her? Nobody's going to protect her. We can't count on foreign countries. It's the men. We need to turn the men, the boys into men to be able to take charge of the country. And that's where I stand. And not only that, I believe, again, I'll take it to a different level, is that I believe that Haiti needs to repent. I believe that Haiti needs to find a way to let go of these things that has tied her into these things that's not very godly. And they need to start to pull away from these things, because until those things happen, Haiti will never thrive. Haiti will never be what it should be or what we would want it to be. The system is broken. It's spiritually broken, and the people are broken. And that's my stance on Haiti.
And that's very powerful. And to put it in this way, you know that Haiti potentially can be the wealthiest country in Latin America. I mean, it has more oil reserves right now that makes the oil reserves of Venezuela look like a drip. They've found more gold mines there, all right, that can make everyone on the island wealthy. And they have a mineral called iridium. Only 2 places in the world you can find it: South Africa and Haiti. This mineral is 20 times or 50 times more valuable than gold. And guess what? Every country needs it if they're dealing with nuclear energy. Can you imagine what that would make Haiti?
Oh, I
Haiti
can.
will be the resource of the world.
I can.
And listen, brothers, you know, Sister Warrior just gave you orders. You have to take your country back.
Yes.
And you have to take control of your resources.
Yes.
Haiti doesn't need to beg anyone, but look into yourself. All right?
Yeah.
Come face to face with your God and do the right thing. Again, Haiti was the place that gave us liberation because they had enough guts to fight against the world power called France.
Mm-hmm.
And they stood their ground, not only beat them, but wore them out.
Mm-hmm.
That the whole Western world was against them.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, even our own country, that we're not going to recognize you until you give what country reparations? France.
Mm.
And how did they have to give France reparations, Jeffrey? They had to borrow money from the French bank at an interest rate that they're still paying. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Haiti had got their independence sooner than anybody else in this hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
First Black Republic.
Yeah.
So Haiti is an example for us. Listen, when I'm in Brazil, you see Haitian flags. When I'm in Cuba, you see Haitian flags. When I go to Benin, they talk Haiti in West Africa. Haiti has that type of significance. So for you brothers and sisters, now I'm talking to African Americans, don't turn your back on the Haitians. And Haitians, don't turn your back on the African Americans, because we're one and the same. And no one is going to do it but us. And plus, you know, since, you know, on my mother's side is Haitian,
Mm-hmm.
I like to go back and get some of those resources too when they start doubling out the money.
Wow. Well, I'm telling you what. I mean, resources like that. Yes, dude. Maybe. And the thing is, it's like this. For example, I'll say this. People looking on the outside, they don't see the goodness. I mean, the people looking on the outside see the goodness, but the people that's within don't see it. They don't see the value that they have in their own country. They don't see the value that their country have. And nobody's going to fight for you except you fight for yourself. It belongs to you, the Haitian people, the Haitian men, even myself. I am Haitian, of course. But my presentation here is to our men, our leaders, the head. This is who is the warriors, our men, to lead, to find a way to bring the country to where it needs to be. The resources that's there. We have to protect our own. We have to start working together to do this thing. And it's not outside sources, as I said. It's from within. We have the smarts. We have the ability. We have to let go of our vices. We have to let go of these things that's not like God. We have to let go of these things that's no good, that's tearing us up, eating away at us, literally eating away at us, right?
Absolutely.
In order to fight back and take back our country.
That's right.
But again, we have amazing resources. You just laid it out. And the people that's outside, they know what's there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so they're going to continue to keep you in bondage, continue to make you think that you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you don't have the ability, you don't have this, you don't have that. And you believe it. And you want to run away from your country. You want to run away from the fight. You want to run away from your resources to America. Yes, we love America. America has great things. But guess what? Haiti has some great things too. We all have our own sovereignty. We all have our own. And so our men and women, of course, we have to come together and align in a way to take back our democracy, if you will.
Absolutely. On another tip, today we lost a very, very great man in the mega movement, a man who supported Donald Trump,
Who did we lose?
a man who was out there. We lost Hulk Hogan.
Oh, no.
Hulk Hogan died today at the age of 71.
Oh my God.
He lived in Tampa.
Oh, I didn't know.
And
Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
yes, I mean, I like Hulk Hogan. I was a big wrestling fan. My mother and father used to go to wrestling, and there's a guy by the name of Dusty Rhodes who was a friend to my father. I used to see him in my father's office, the American Dream.
Wow.
People don't know that he was a Republican as well.
It's a lot of Republicans.
Yeah, but I mean, Hulk Hogan, he is a friend to Mr. T. Brought him on and brought Mike Tyson, and he even had a little wrestling thing with Donald Trump. And people forget that Donald Trump made a couple of appearances in WWF or WWE, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
And the importance of Hulk Hogan is that the fan base of professional wrestling are blue-collared people, hardworking, many of them good Christian and good religious people. People who really believe in this thing called America and the dreams of America and what America can be. Yeah. I mean, if you really want to hear the chant, go USA, go to a wrestling event. If it's being led by Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Dusty Rhodes, or Hulk Hogan, any of those guys, you go to one of those shows because you get the real feel of Americanism from that group. And guess what, people? That group is not all white. It's everyone there. it's like vegetable soup. Everybody is there. So, you know, as we sing in Islam, and that is, may God be pleased with Hulk Hogan, and may God allow him entry into paradise. But yeah,
Well,
he
well,
died.
well, rest in. I didn't hear that news, but rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. And he recently made an appearance at I think it was at the RNC,
Right.
right after President Trump got shot um, last year in July, and Hulk Hogan came on the stage. And I was like, oh my God, Hulk Hogan! Wow, he's America. And I was like, wow, Hulk Hogan. I used to watch him wrestle, all this, and yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of support, and I'm grateful for people like Hulk Hogan, who wasn't afraid or ashamed of supporting Donald Trump, who came out here and rallied, who came out here and stood for what's right and what they know. And so people like him who are in those spaces to do that, good for him.
Hmm.
He has done a good job. Well done. Like
Yes.
Paul says, well done, Hulk Hogan, for the work that you did and for standing up with the American people, because the American people wanted better and Donald Trump, and you were a part of that movement getting him elected, because I'm sure some people said, you know what, Hulk Hogan is down with Trump, then hey, you know what? I'm down with Hulk. So I'm down with Trump too. So and yeah, rest in peace to you, brother.
God bless. I think we have one last break to come up now.
Oh, I think we're
Oh,
headed towards the end.
we headed to at last. It's went so quickly. So,
Yeah,
Sister Amania, tell
yeah.
the audience what you're doing, where they can
Okay.
reach you, and the greatness of who you are.
Well, first I want to say that I have a new book.
Mm,
It's currently an ebook, but I'm going to be working a little bit more diligently, and you will have a physical copy by the fourth quarter. So for right now, you can pick it up at understandingwokeness.com. And what it is a guide. So for a long time, I was confused about a lot of words. So I would hear words like cisgender, and I'd be like, I don't know what that means. What does that word mean? Like, I would have to literally pick up my phone to understand what is a cisgender. And then there were all of these acronyms like BIPOC. And I still have to try to remember, like people of color, POC, all of these different things. And I don't know what these things are. And so out of that, a book was birthed, and it's a guide to understanding woke words. And in that book, I go and I label and I lay down all of these words, and I use a platform of the universities, because that's where they're teaching a lot of these words to our young people. And so I found these words, and I decided to just make a book about them. And so now what you're going to find is a list of words. There's about 50 or so words almost there. And I give you commentary on what I believe and what their version of what these words mean. And I find certain words in the dictionary, and I sort of put it all together for us as a guide for us to understand what people are talking about when they bring up these words. So it's called
okay.
Understanding Wokeness, and you can find it at understandingwokeness.com. And it is an ebook for easy download. You can have it like that.
Okay.
So again, that's one of the things that I'm doing. And I'll just throw one more in, is our Liberty Halls, which is our live event that we put on, myself and Coach Isaac Boomtown Community Partners, and we're on our 5th Liberty Halls, and your son Vibrant is going to be a part of that panel coming in August, and we're really excited for that conversation. We're
Yeah.
having Gen Zs speak about the issues, political issues, mental health, whatever's important to people, to young people like that. So we would love for you to come in and sit down, support our young people, because these are going to be the leaders of our community. And so we're having a really great conversation there. And we're going to have a music artist, Kid Hook, is coming through to do some blessings with us for some music. And so that is another young guy in the in the community. So, yeah, this is
Wanna
what
thank
I'm
you.
doing.
And last thing, August the 2nd at the Winter Park Public Library, 1052 West Morris Boulevard. I'm having a book signing and a lecture on the state of our country. Blacklisted, the price for speaking truth. I expect to see you there, be in the place, and be awoken on the right thing. Thank you, Sister Warrior. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for the staff to the staff of WOKB for the opportunity. And remember, political flashback. Stay awake, stay strong, and speak out. Thank you. May God bless you. Good night.
All right. Good night. Thank you.